Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Frostpunk. We are back for the final scenario, the refugees, which I've heard is actually the most difficult of the original three. I don't know, I've never tried it, so at the very least this is going to be an educational experience. The safety of the generator was reserved for the wealthy. We seized it so we could build a city where people are equal. But can we accept everyone who comes to seek shelter? So my understanding is this scenario is something of the opposite of the Ark scenario. In the Arks, you had very little manpower. That means you didn't have to actually feed and house too many people. You just relied heavily on automation for all of your production. In the refugees, you have something of the opposite problem. You have tons and tons of people constantly flooding toward the city, lots of tents needed, lots of food needed, but not a lot of educated workforces, not a lot of engineers. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. We're going to see how well we fare. I'm kind of concerned, but I mean, at the very least, it should be a lot of fun. We were condemned to die with the rest of the common folk when London was destroyed, but we rose up. We commandeered the ships that were meant to carry the wealthy to safety and sailed north. Here we found a generator and claimed it for ourselves. Now we must gather all of our people in this new city before the lords arrive to rob us of our freedom again. We will never submit, never surrender. This is some beautiful looking artwork, by the way. Look at the detail on this. This is fantastic. It might actually be my favorite artwork from Frostpunk. Kind of a weird little tidbit there. Anyway, yeah, so this should be fun. This tells me that we're going to have the wealthy show up at some point. That's going to cause some problems. Looks like we have a pretty wide open map. That's, again, different from the Arks. The Arks was constrained. It was a bit of a gulch. Out here, no, enough space for a lot of tents, and that's a good thing. Save our people. After the ships we stole from the lords got stuck in the frozen ocean, we head out in small groups towards the generator. Most of our people are still on the trail. They have less than 2 weeks of supplies, and the weather is getting worse every day. We must do everything we can to make sure they all get here safely. So I think that what's going to happen is we have waves of new people joining the city almost every day. Ranging from probably like a couple dozen to I think you could have as many as like 100 show up. I don't know yet. But it's going to end up being rather substantial. I've heard some complaints that it is difficult to actually find enough space on the map for enough housing for all the people. So if that's the case, I mean, we could fit several hundred people on this map, I'm telling you. So that means we're going to get a lot in the next couple of weeks at the very least. All right, we don't have to turn on the generator quite yet. It's only -4 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's pretty cold, but it's not too bad. Only chilly, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. We have a lot of piles sitting around. Steel wreckage, steam core transports with steam cores, that's fun. We got some wood, some coal. These are all suspiciously close together, almost as if you're supposed to be placing down gathering posts. We probably should go ahead and do that, right? We don't have the resources. Well, we will do that. Let's go to the Book of Laws. So, right off the bat, I think we have to make a very difficult decision. Do we want to go for child labor with safe jobs, or do we want to go for child shelters? Child labor with the safe jobs is appealing because it means we can get a lot of crucial resources early in the game. Because we have a lot to do very early on. We need to get these gathering posts up. We need to get a bunch of housing. We need to get medical posts. And we need to get workshops. That's going to take us a couple of days, unless we get some extra hands. So child labor with safe jobs could work pretty well for that. On the other hand, with child shelters, that's going to lead to medic apprentices or engineering apprentices. Medic apprentices becomes very appealing to me because when we have hundreds of people showing up, if this is anything like the new home scenario, when refugees show up, a lot of them are ill. So if we have 100 people show up and like 70 of them are ill, all of our medical posts are going to get taken up very quickly. So apprentices would speed up the healing process and possibly cycle through more people. So long-term, this might be a good play. I'm not sure. But if we take the short-term play and then capitalize enough on it to get a lot of long-term value from that decision, it could end up being the better choice too. I'm going to go for child labor. At the very least, what this is going to do is if we have a lot of children available, we can have them all working gathering posts around coal thumpers and save ourselves the coal mine technology route. That'll save me some steam cores, as well as some research time. So that could be good in the long term. I think this is fine. And for people who are like, child labor is child abuse. When the freaking survival of humanity here is at stake, I think the kids can afford to pitch in a little bit, dang it. All right, let's see. We're going to assign probably just about everybody to wood. How many engineers do we have? Only 8? Oh, no. We've only got 8 engineers? Oh, that's going to be real freaking rough. That's 1 workshop and 3 people able to work a medical post until we get more. Okay, let's see. Do we need this many people working on steel this early on? Do we have any other wood crates? Yes. Let's go ahead and have everyone else work on some wood. I think wood's going to be the most important. I want to have at least a little bit. 2.4 steel per hour. Should get me enough over the course of the day to build a few of the big important buildings like workshops and so on. And gathering posts. Beyond that, though, as far as tents are concerned, what we really want is just more wood. So we're going to focus mostly on this. I just love, by the way, just like the little things in Frostpunk of the people leaving trails as they walk around in the snow. And like that actually is worthwhile to them, like to stick in the path. Because it's faster, rather than trailblaze their way through neck-high snow. That is just, it's just the little details of this game, man. They've always got me. They've always impressed me. Never freaking fails. Alright, well, we're gathering a fair bit of wood. We don't build anything until after work time is done, of course, because we don't want people to pull off of their jobs to build buildings. We want to do that when they have free hours. No roofs over our heads. Captain, people are understandably concerned about the lack of shelter. They're falling ill from sleeping outside in this terrible cold. We better do something about it. I'll provide some shelter for 21 people, or everyone, 43 people in the next 2 days. I will do this because I think this is going to happen, and with child labor getting me extra wood, I think it's very likely to be doable. So we're going to go for the grandiose promises that make people extra happy. All right, let's see. I'm not going to turn on the generator until it gets a little bit later, because people really should not be getting sick quite this early on. We do want to place down some gathering posts. If I place one over here, for example, we can access all 4 of these stockpiles. So 10 people can work on all 4 at the same time, rather than have 15 for each individual pile, which I think makes a bit of sense. Do we want to do this one right here for extra wood generation, or do we want to do one up over here for the extra steel? Let's do this one right here, and then I also wanted to get a workshop, which I'll place on the second ring, I think, because this usually has reasonably good insulation. I want to save the main ring for tents and so on. Not a lot of steel remaining after that. We could place down 1 more gathering post. Could also place down a medical post. For now, I think we'll focus on placing down some tents. We don't need this many roads. These roads are going to get in my way for no good reason. Hang on. Get rid of those. We don't need these for just, like, generic piles like this. Heck, we don't even need this. Get rid of that. And get rid of this. Let's save ourselves a little bit of extra wood, but just by demolishing some of the roads. That should be a little bit easier. And then, yeah, we'll place down at least a few tents. We're going to turn on the heat in just a little bit. So I'd like to ensure people are not getting sick. That could help us delay placing the medical post, if at all possible. All right, the generator is off is what they're going to say. Yeah. People are afraid they're going to freeze to death. Don't you worry about it. It's not even that late yet. Okay, I mean, now it's a little late. I'll go ahead and turn on the generator now. All right, heat is on. Whoosh. All right, if you guys can build your tents quickly, y'all should be just fine. We're going to pull the engineers off of some of these menial jobs in a little bit, have them work on research. But in order to do research, we're going to need to have a lot more wood. So I don't feel like it's absolutely necessary that I get a lot of people assigned here working like 24-hour shifts right away. Doesn't strike me as that important. Let's pull off of this wooden crate and have the children work here. And then I guess the rest can work over here for now if we want. That's probably fine. Okay, we're going to have everyone pull off of this. I'm going to have the children pull off here. Let's have some workers there. Engineers here. Eventually. No, I don't need to see the tech thing yet. Dang it all. And yeah, I guess we'll just assign the rest of the engineers there for the time being. Still don't need to have a ton of people working on steel yet. Steel not as important as wood in the early game. It's just the way of things. Alright, some tents are going up. How many more tents do we need? Oh, not this many. Do we? Hang on. Really? I feel like we would need more than this. Alright, cancel a tent. Let's see. 3 tents will definitely fix the problem. Alright, so that saves me a tiny bit of wood. Let's see, we could go for a cookhouse and start making some food and rations and blah, blah, blah. Could go for another one of those gathering posts. Place one, like, let's say over here. This is okay. If we place it right here, we can gather from 4 again. I will build a quick little path right there. Let's make sure we gather from this pile and just clear it out, since that is the only one that is actively not going to be gathered from by any gathering post. And then once that's done, we can just assign everyone here. Okay, we do have people getting sick already. Okay, well, I was kind of hoping to avoid that. We can introduce a new law. What do we want? Emergency shift, I think, to then work toward the extended shifts. Not going to use the emergency shift yet. I don't really see the point. And also, I'm kind of concerned that if we do go for research with the workshop, that there's a high likelihood that someone's going to plop over dead. And I have so few engineers as it is. Can I really afford that? I don't know. We're going to go for faster gathering, definitely. There's a lot of stuff to gather in the early game. The sooner we gather this stuff, the better. Let's see. For health, yeah, I don't have enough wood anymore to place down a medical post, so we'll have to do that later in the day. I don't know why it always insists on slowing down the game once you start, like, a new day. That's like a thing it just wants to do. Alright, tents are going to be done. You guys could have built this a lot sooner and not gotten sick, but oh well. Shelter promise has been fulfilled. Hope rises. Alright. I mean, it's not a lot of hope. Doesn't really matter that much, but I mean, it makes people feel good. So that's cool. Let's assign some workers there. So you're already going to be gathering from coal piles, a little bit of wood, a little bit of steel. Not a lot of any of it, though. We're getting 6 wood per hour. Like, it is faster to focus people on just one pile at a time, but gathering posts are also well insulated, so that's nice. It helps, tiny bit. We do need to place down that medical post. I'm going to place one right here. Wait, can I actually... Wait, hang on. Does that work? Can I fit a tent? Gosh dang it. Yes, I can still fit a tent. Okay, fine. Making sure that we're not being inefficient with our spacing, because that would suck. I don't like this stockpile being here, by the way. But I don't think we're literally allowed to demolish this thing. It's just stuck there. You know what I don't need is a bunch of roads around the stockpile, because it's pointless. So we'll just save ourselves the teensiest bit of extra wood by just getting rid of that. That should be fine. Oh, what's happened? Christopher Hopton says, they did it! Looks like a bunch of refugees have arrived at the outpost. It's not exactly a city at this point. One more tent, you say? All right. Sure, we'll place down one more tent, and that should solve our housing issues for the new people. So I just got a bunch more laborers. Perfect. We're going to assign you guys over here to this gathering post. And then we'll assign some more of you over here. Great. Do we get any more engineers? No. No, we did not. Okay. We should probably go ahead and get a cookhouse. I'm going to place it... Well, let's see. You don't have a lot of insulation. I'm going to place it back here. And then get a road right here. We'll let them build that real quick. I would like to have some people working on the raw food. Get at least a few food rations going before free time hits. First refugees. The first group is finally here. We were relieved to learn that the trail is still negotiable. They saw another group behind them who should arrive soon. Hope rises. OBKB. Well, that'll be fun. More workers is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But we got to gather a lot of resources and fast. What happened here? A child has been injured at work. No! Child got distracted and has been injured. The accident was not serious and happened entirely due to the child's carelessness. We can scold the kid and make people unhappy, or we can just give the kid a day off. One kid for not 24 hours of work. All right, fine. At this point, scolding him accomplishes absolutely nothing. Right? I'm pretty sure. It looks to me like no one stopped working over here, though. No one's even prohibited. I think the kid actually didn't stop working. Good on you, kid. Keep working while your arm's bleeding. That's fine. All right, what to work on next? We want to work on the beacon. Hunter's gear is going to be important because we have to use hunter's huts to get food. Beacon would be good to get. Steam hub, hunters, heaters, all that's important too. Let's go ahead and research that beacon. If there's anything I've learned after many hours playing Frostpunk, it's that exploration can be very strong, and the faster you do it, the better. How are we doing in terms of economics? So right now, in terms of coal, we're producing about 193 per day, consuming 144. Sorry, our surplus, total surplus is 193. Is that correct? No. No, we're producing 193. We're consuming 144 of it. So we have a slight surplus. Wood, we're getting 126 per day, 51 steel. Definitely not keeping up on food. We knew that was going to happen. Untreated citizens, blah, blah, blah. Alright. Should be fine. If you guys could work a little faster, we could have actually, you know, had people cook food. But no, you didn't do it in time. Well, that sucks. Where are the rest of the engineers? Up over here? Alright, pull them off here. We do actually have some free children. Let's go ahead and assign them. And then a few workers. And then the engineers will have to be our medical professionals for a little while. We should definitely get things like Hunter's Huts up and running. Where do I want to place these? These guys usually do have pretty decent insulation as well. We can place it up over here, I guess. That's okay. Sure, we'll place one there. Alright, so we have no food rations currently. We need to get a beacon. Yeah, understood. I may have to set some people to do emergency shifts on the cookhouse. Unless we want to wait until we have soup. A lot of people are going to get very hungry is the only downside. So we need a beacon. I'm currently working on that research. It's going to be a little bit longer. At least everyone who's sick is actively being treated. I am going to switch over to extended shift immediately. And then we're going to basically set everything to being extended shifts. Now, this is going to raise discontentment. But so be it. I mean, extra resources worth. Well freaking worth. I don't think we need to set the cookhouse to extra people, though. I think that's actually going to end up being fine. What, 10 hours isn't enough? I suppose in our circumstances, that's actually completely reasonable. Yeah, of course it is. Shut up. All right, the hunters are going to go out and do their thing, and they're going to gather up some raw food. If we can wait at least 17 more hours, we could have soup. And that will extend our raw food a fair bit. The only downside is, yes, we have a lot of people who are hungry. They are not starving, but they are hungry. That's going to raise discontentment, but until they're starving, we aren't risking anyone dying. So I would say that's fine. Yeah, no, it's completely fine. I want to do an emergency shift so bad and get some tech. I really do. But I just cannot afford getting a heart attack with our engineers, because you know what's going to happen. Protective mother refused to let her daughter go to work, afraid she's going to get injured. Hope rises slightly. Oh, fine, let the one child have the day off. I should not make exceptions. It's definitely unfair to everyone else. Oh, it just got colder. Yeah, that's a slight issue. All right, so the odds of people getting sick have increased, especially if they're hungry. I think if they're hungry, it increases the odds of them getting sick, right? All right, I'm actually going to turn people off from Cookhouse right now, because we actually could get soup in a little bit. Looks like people are going and gathering some food if they're not working. Beacon has been researched. Cool, let's go ahead and build said beacon. I will place it off out of the way, let's say over here. Sure, that's fine. Why can't I build a street? This stuff's in the way? Okay. See that as being slightly unfortunate. There's only 13 left there. It shouldn't take too much longer to get rid of the steel wreckage. Let's just let them start building the beacon up. Let's get that working. We'll probably use these exact same people as scouts in a little bit. Only a few more hours and then we can do soup. Oh, right, we should do some more research. Ah, yes, that would be important. Let's work on the sawmill, because I think that once we finish these wooden crates, we're going to have trouble getting enough food, wood. So we'll just go ahead and get started on all of that. Yes, yes, more people are hungry. Blah, blah, blah. I'm aware. Thank you. All right, time to go to adaptation and get soup. Sign that. Now we can afford to assign at least a couple of people to work on this. They're going to work on finishing the building first. Then they're going to start working on producing some rations. Which, here's the funny thing. They were just over here building the beacon, but they just immediately teleport over here to build the food rations. Like, travel time is irrelevant. As long as they're assigned here, you can see they're making food. But at least now our raw food goes a much longer way. And yes, indeed, it looks like the last pile there is gone. So now we can build a road out here. Okay, free time has begun. We have homeless? I guess we must have a new group of people coming in right now. I just haven't seen them yet. There they are. Another group has arrived. The next group of our brothers and sisters has joined us. They are relieved to finally see us in our city. Here we can be free at last. In London we had to toil like slaves for a piece of bread. Oh, that still happens. You guys haven't even eaten yet since we founded this colony. It's been 2 days. There we go. Beacon built. We are no longer lost and blind. From now on, our people will be able to survey the icy barrens that surround us in the Frostland. All right, we need to get some... wait a minute. Oh, it's telling us there are more refugees on the way. 10 engineers and 10 children. Okay. So they'll arrive in 2 days. Good to know. All right. All right. Yeah, I dig that. We need to get some people available as scouts. I will pull off at least a couple people there. We really don't need that many people working the cookhouse. 1 or 2, honestly, is enough. We have a spare child sitting around. Let's try that. I did actually just get some more engineers, so that's good. So I only need 5 people with the beacon. We can go ahead and create a new scouting team, and we will. And we're going to send them off to the abandoned camp. In 12 hours, they will arrive. All right, we've started scouting. Always good. We could assign more engineers here, I guess. We probably should also consider building another workshop. Now that we have enough engineers to actually man more of them, that seems reasonable enough to me. Let's assign some engineers wherever we find ourselves currently not having enough people as well. Can assign a few there, I guess. I don't know, we got a few people doing nothing at the moment. Lots of hungry people. More people who are sick. That's why I assigned more engineers. We'll be fine. There are rations. You guys should be able to get more food. So there's no good reason for you all to be hungry right now. Please finish with the dang tent. Thank you. All right, so everyone's now housed, so that's good. Sawmill should be done pretty soon. Where am I going to place my first sawmill? Probably one over here, I guess. Seems reasonable enough. How are we doing on these piles? The steel wreckage only has 26 steel left. Fair bit more coal to go, so that's not an issue. This wooden crate is getting taken away as well pretty soon. 77 more there, 76 there. All right, so we're starting to run pretty low on some resources. We need to get steelworks and a sawmills up and running pretty soon, I think. We can't house more than 5 people in a medical post for treatment, I don't think. So some people are getting sick, and we can't do anything about that. I think people are getting too cold as they walk to go and get their soup. I think that might be part of the problem. That's all right, though. Let's go ahead and assign some more engineers to the workshop so we can do our tech a little bit faster. Sawmill has been researched. Need a bit more wood before I can do anything else. What should we research next? Coal thumper? Hunter's gear, maybe? Heaters, steam hub. Steelworks would take only 10 wood to get started. I'm going to go ahead and work on that next. Just so we can be making progress and not sitting around twiddling our thumbs for too much longer. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up needing some steel. Alright, the scouts have arrived. We find steel and wood. This camp belonged to the builders of the generator. Their shacks are falling apart. We found scraps from a diary amongst the remains of the camp. Today we finished building the generator for our lords. Now at last we can set out for London to bring our families here to safety, reads the last entry. Found the Hanged Man Hill and Broken Tree. We get a little bit of resources, not too much. Let's go to the Broken Tree. I don't know, it's a 50-50 chance. I have no idea what to go for at this point. Alright, let's see. Generator overdrive, that is an option. Not really worried about it at the moment. We have some people who are cold, definitely. If I had researched heaters, that would have been nice, but we did not. Definitely don't need this many people working in the cookhouse right now. We can pull the engineer off. The child alone should be able to do most of this. We can sign a new law. What should we work on next? Could go for things like fighting arena, but we don't really have a lot of discontent. Radical treatments, overcrowding could be good. Depending. Because here's the thing, remember, if it is true that it is difficult to fit enough housing on this map, then we need to be able to fit as many people into a single medical post or infirmary as possible. That would be space efficient. Let's take a look at purpose. So we could go down the order route, or we could go down the faith route. House of Prayer isn't too bad. New ability, sermons, people living nearby who are gathered to pray and then raise their hope. I don't really know if I can justify building some temples and stuff right now, though. Neighborhood watch. Yeah, you get quests that you have to build these things is the only downside. Is there anything else I would rather have in my adaptation book of laws? Not really. So I think I'm going to go down the faith route. Because I feel like faith is pretty good at getting hope, whereas order is really good at reducing discontent. Or at least suppressing it. Then again, order, if I recall, they have like some sort of like propaganda speakers or something. But then again, so does the faith path. They have shrines and stuff. All right, let's just go ahead and sign it. I don't know when I'm going to be building the houses of prayer. Kind of depends. Whenever I feel like I have a lot of resources sitting around, I guess, but not yet. Double rations for kids. Working children get double rations. No, sorry, can't afford that. Sounds great for a little bit of hope, but hope decays. Hope doesn't last forever, believe it or not. So, steelworks researched. Okay, so that's done. If I had 50 wood, we could work on drawing boards and move towards something like the wall drill for more wood. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do hunter's gear so we can get more food rations and make sure we don't have any problems there. Steelworks, while we have some steel piles still set up, which is not much longer, actually, we don't have to worry about that. That said, these are going to be gone pretty soon, it looks like, so we'll have to worry about it pretty soon. Sawmill. Wow, that's a lot of fallen trees. Yeah, if we place something like over here, for example, we could definitely get a lot of this stuff getting cut down. Alrighty then. Don't have enough wood. Hang on. There we go. Place down a quick street down over here, I guess. Costs a lot more wood to get out there. That's the only downside of building that far away, but it's alright. Destroy the steam core, and this gathering post no longer has anything to do. Alrighty then. Good. I'll let them work on building that. We could work on the steelworks. That would take 25 more wood. I guess we could get another sawmill going. There's one over here. Anywhere else that would work? Yeah. Just build two out over here, I guess. Or we can just work on finishing up some of these piles quickly. Also an option. Just go ahead and do that for the moment. Alright, see, this is why I don't want to have too many cooks. We're out of food rations already. That was easy. Okay, some wooden crates have been depleted. So that's now gone. So these guys are going to focus the rest of their time working on steel and coal. Steel shouldn't last that much longer either. Alright, hunter's gear has been researched. Nice. If we wait a little bit longer on wood, we could go for the drawing boards. On the other hand, it's going to be getting cold again soon. Pretty soon, we probably should work on the steam hubs. But I guess for now... it's free time. We're not going to be getting anything else anyway. Alright. Okay. Well, no one's working. We're not going to have any engineers doing anything overnight, so we can wait a little bit. Looks like we actually are about to have some more refugees. Let's go ahead and set up another tent. Maybe a couple tents, actually. It's 20 people, right? It's 10 engineers and 10 kids, so I think we need 2 sets of tents. Let's just go ahead and start building them now. Scouts have reached the broken tree. A distinct spot in the Frostland. We can use it to get somewhere else. The old storehouse and Snowcat. Okay. Storehouses sound promising. Let's go there. Okay. Good. Just a little bit longer, and we're going to have some more people to take care of. Here they come. Trail Bend, distraught and beg you to help their kids. Wait, what? Some of their kids got lost near the Trail Bend. I don't know where that is. Where's Trail Bend? No, I literally have no idea where Trail Bend is. I think... it sounds to me like you lost your kids. Rather than them getting lost Don't blame the kiddo for your mistake. You should have been keeping a closer eye on him, dang it. Alright, so far we're doing more or less okay. Some people are starting to get a little cold, and part of the problem is they are trying to build a sawmill, you know, which is very much outside of the heating radius. I guess for now I'll assign 10 engineers over there, because they don't really have anything else to do. We do have some children, but sawmills are considered to be dangerous jobs. Actually, if we just go ahead and place the children all over here, we can swap this around and save engineers for other more important work, such as the infirmary. But for that, I probably want to get some steam hubs and actually start increasing our heat radius a little bit. Go ahead and assign some engineers to work on what? If I can get 3 more wood, a steelworks would actually be quite good to get. We've actually got a reasonable amount of steel, though. Let's go ahead and assign them there just so I have them working on something, but I don't know what else to do at the moment. Alright, this is going to have to be enough for today's video. But thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed, and if so, then I ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I, as always, will see you guys next time.